What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down Michael Pittman Jr. and his route running ability. Guys, I think he's one of the most underrated receivers coming into this draft class here, and a lot of people on the West Coast know who he is, but not a lot of people on the East Coast know what kind of a player he is, what kind of a matchup he presents on the outside with corners. Just a big matchup advantage for the offense. So today we're going to break down what makes him so special. So number one here, obviously the thing that everybody loves to talk about is his size. He's probably 6'3", 6'4", right? I can't remember, maybe 6'2", but he's a big body receiver, right? So when you're a big body receiver and you're matched up with maybe a smaller corner, you're probably going to be getting a lot of double team. Linebacker's going to try to chip you, going to try to reroute you, going to try to knock you off of this route. So this is a perfect example of how to avoid that, or not necessarily avoid it, but how to work through it, okay? So let's watch it full speed. So he gets a little hesitation here, inside release, tries to get rid of this reroute, and he's still able to maintain this route and catch this ball. So in the red zone, especially from a quarterback perspective, right, because I've experienced with both positions, I am going to take this matchup 10 times out of 10 because you look at the size differentiation, or the size difference is too big of a word for me. The size difference between this receiver and this corner, okay? So that's something that I'm going to take 10 times out of 10 in the red zone, especially when a thing gets much closer, much tighter, the field gets a lot smaller. So we just got to make sure, as a receiver perspective, I'm going to be probably getting this ball. So I got to make sure I avoid this reroute here. So how do I make sure that this reroute doesn't work? You see his pad level when he's coming through. You bigger, tall guys, I see a lot of tall guys when they come through and they're running this route, they're standing up real tall. They're picking their chest up. They're chopping their feet because they're not comfortable with their body. They're not comfortable with their change of direction skills. This is a great way to avoid any kind of a hand contact from this DB, from a linebacker, a strong safety trying to reroute us. This is a perfect job here by Michael Pittman. And you see the hit doesn't do anything. He's still able to stay on his route, make this break, snap his head around. And even if this DB's in a good position right now, you could still just outbody him. It's like playing basketball. You're posting up on a guy and you're just backing him into this hoop, and then you go up to the top. That's exactly what this is like. Use your body to your advantage. Use your size to your advantage, and using your pad level to avoid this reroute. That's a great job here by Michael Pittman. So I cannot stress it enough. You bigger, taller receivers got to keep a great pad level throughout the entire route. Let's watch it full speed one more time. So again, good pad level, always going forward. Going to avoid that reroute. Any contact is not going to matter. Okay, it's a great job here, Michael Pittman, using his size. So he's at the bottom of the screen here. If you're a DB and you're watching this, I think you're going to probably get a little bit of value out of this specific clip here. But he's going to be working kind of this diamond release. So the diamond release is where you take 3 steps to the outside. Hopefully DB opens up the gate or shuffles with him, and then you take the inside on a slant. Okay, so let's watch it full speed. So a little bit 1, 2, 3. Comes back to the inside and then kind of flattens this thing off on an in route and catches this ball. Now here's the thing. Receivers and DBs. See, this DB doesn't play this thing too well because he gives up too soon, right away, right? So he gives us a little hesitation, and then Pittman, when he comes off, 1, 2, 3. Now you see how his shoulders are staying square here, right? Now this DB opens up and slides and gives him way too much ground, right? If this receiver does not close off his shoulders and actually turns and runs on a 45-degree angle, like you watch a lot of the elite guys, they don't stay square like this because they know their upper half is what gets them separation. If he can turn his shoulders and actually run, or maybe just come off the line and burst a little bit more. I know we got an RPO out here, but it's going to be something that gets this DB to turn his hips, because you see how he's reacted right now. See, it works. But when you face a little bit higher caliber, and I'm sure this DB's great, I'm not trying to knock the DB, but when you face a higher caliber DB in the NFL where he's going, like, you really think Stephon Gilmore's going to open up on a move like this, right? Because his chest is square and he's just using quick feet. This DB, all he has to do is just shuffle with him, get hands, right? His problem is that he doesn't have hands right now. If he were to get hands right here, this thing would not happen. This play would not happen. But because he takes these 3 steps to the outside here, it gets this DB drifting. So I love the idea of the release. That's the exact thing that we need to do here. If this DB gets hands and actually keeps a wide base and shuffles with him and keeps his feet moving, doesn't stop his feet, he doesn't give up the inside like this, right? But if this receiver comes here, and I hope this makes sense, and he actually turns his shoulders and runs, and he brings his eyes outside to really sell like he's going vertical, this DB has no choice but to open up, because there comes a point in every single DB's play, every single technique that a DB does, they have to open up at some point, right? If you get to a certain point as a receiver, if you can sell a certain point as a receiver, they have to eventually open up, right? That's why on a diamond release, I think it's very important that you commit your shoulders and you commit your eyes, because this DB would full on open that gate and we'd have a lot more separation than what we already got here. But honestly, worked at the end of the day, right? Works at the end of the day, that's fine. I'm not going to be too picky about it. If we were watching this on film and it was in the middle of the season, I wouldn't complain too much about it because the end result of the play, first down, successful play, right? So we just got to make sure that on a diamond release, fellas, that's what we got to do. We got to make sure I attack this outside here, give my eyes, give my shoulders to get this DB to open up. And DBs, if we just stay shuffling and we get hands on him, then we're fine. We got this thing accomplished. Watch it again, full speed, 1, 2, 3. Then bursts up to the inside here. I love the idea from Michael Pittman, just one little thing that he could correct, and I think that DB will really open up that gate. Okay, so now we're going to talk about he's a very big threat downfield, one because of his size, but also he doesn't have bad speed. So let's watch it this play full speed. So he comes off here, a little bit of a hesitation, engaging contact. Now his ball's coming over the top here. DB's trying to make a play, late hands, right? That's the main thing that we're going to get out of this, right? Not too much to work with the route. I like that he's engaging the contact here, right, fellas? So anytime I'm running a fade and this corner's in a catch technique or this corner's off, maybe off man, and I finally close the gap with him, don't be afraid of this contact, especially bigger guys, right? Especially as bigger guys, we got to be able to fight off this contact, swat the hands, and make sure we just keep fighting, even at the top of the route, off the line of scrimmage, no matter when this DB gets hands, because you see in the last clip we talked about, right, when that DB doesn't have hands, very hard to guard anything, right? Because when you get hands, that's going to be able to get, that's like kind of like your guide as a DB, but if we can fight those hands and get those hands off as a receiver, a lot more separation for us. So now you see this DB's looking back for the ball here. Pittman doesn't give any indicator when this ball is coming. DB sees the ball in the air. Now he's looking to play these hands, but we don't show them too early, okay? I don't want to show these things too early and give this DB a ton of time to react. Waits to the last possible second, and then the DB has no time to react, right? Anytime we're catching over the shoulder, fellas, I got to make sure that these hands come up late. I don't want to show these hands too early because DB saw the ball. He knows where the ball is coming. Now he's looking to play those hands. See those hands go up? He's going to rip right through them. I just make sure that I'm late with my hands so this DB does not have any time to recover. That's a great job here on Michael Pittman. Let's watch it full speed again. And you see in all these clips, man, he's getting double teamed, right? For him to make these plays, it's a great ball too by the quarterback, but he's getting double teamed every single time, right? You see two guys on him every single time. Two defenders always know where he's at, right? That's the matchup that he represents. That's the mismatch that he represents. Let's watch it again, full speed. So bursting up vertical, engage the contact, and then hands are late. Great job here by Michael Pittman. Great throw too by the quarterback. I don't know if it's slow this or not. All right, now we're going to be looking at the same thing. He's going to be working this fade route, but DB's going to give him, again, this kind of a double team situation, right? More so like maybe a cover 2 look, because DB's playing outside leverage, lets him take this inside release, right? So he's not just going to give up this inside if he doesn't have safety help or if he doesn't have help over the top, right? But I like what he does to stem him, or not stem him, but to shake him at the top of the route. Let's watch this thing full speed. So he's coming up here, jab to the inside, gets that DB leaning inside just a little bit. But again, the catch in traffic is what we're going to be talking about here. And then the burst after the catch, obviously, that's a very dangerous receiver right here. I think anybody who gets him, you could probably get him for a steal. You could probably steal him in later rounds too, because I don't see him that high on anybody's board. But he's just, I think this is such a great play here. When he's bursting up, he kind of gives this little bit of a stem to the inside here, getting this DB to overreact a little bit, and now he gives this jab here to the inside. Now, what does that jab do? That just, and with his head and his shoulders, that just gets the DB to hesitate a little bit. Thinks that the post is coming, thinks that he's going to be breaking this thing off over the middle, and this safety over the top here too, I know you can't see it, but when you get this jab to the inside and you're turning your head and your shoulders this much, that's a hesitation out of him too, right? Because he wants to drive on that post. He doesn't know if the quarterback's going to be throwing this thing right off that third, fourth outside step, and I got a chance to jump it and drive on it, right? Because it gets too high and we like the middle of the field. So when I give this little jab here, it's just a hesitation for these guys. Number 5 is going to hesitate that corner. That safety might hesitate, get a little weight on his inside leg, and then I could burst up field vertical and get to this space, this hole in the coverage here. Now, this quarterback, this is a very gutsy throw, but when you got a matchup like this outside, when you got a guy who's 6'3", 6'4", athletic, can get open, can run good routes, and can make a catch in traffic, let's just give him a chance, right? So that's one of the things, especially if there are any quarterbacks watching this, but receivers, you could tell your quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just throw the ball above the rim. Just put it somewhere inside my frame so I can go make this play. And that's exactly what they do. And you see Pittman, when he goes up here, catching traffic, jump ball, we got to make sure, guys, that I get this question asked a lot. How do I improve my jump ball? How do I improve catching traffic? I got to make sure I'm looking this thing in, and when I go up for the ball, I have a strong grip, okay? Because I don't want to go up with soft hands, because these guys are going to be doing everything they can to rip that ball out. So I got to make sure I go up strong. I got to make sure I look it in first, I catch first, and then I'm not worried about looking around. I got to make sure I catch it first, and then I come straight back down and I protect the ball, right? So right when you catch it, we're going right to the tuck here. So you see, right to the tuck, let's protect the ball. And then this guy's falling off, DB's falling off of him, and now when we catch this thing, let's go make a play, right? Let's go burst up field. Great job here by Michael Pittman getting separation. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. This is a very big time play here. Let's watch it again. It's coming off here, little stem, shake to the inside, burst up field, go up and high point this thing, strong grip, look it in, pull this ball away right to the tuck. Great job here catching traffic. Great job high pointing that ball by Michael Pittman. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. Again, if you want me to take a look at your film, your route running, if you're a quarterback, you want me to look at your throwing mechanics, check out that link in the description that says film breakdown. Also, guys, you get access to all my coverage breakdowns. Just sign up for a gold membership and you get access to all of that. 70 plus defensive breakdowns, 4 new breakdowns every single week, and plus you could submit your film for a breakdown by me personally. And guys, please leave in the comments any questions you guys have. I'll make sure to get back to you. I'll see you guys next time.